My friends, I know this isn't the normal type of video I do here, but there's something going around in the news that I have to talk about. Now, a couple of days ago, I had a consultation with an employee from YouTube that's in charge of the area where I currently live in. She doesn't live in this country, but she's in charge of this. And the main thing that she wanted to talk about during the consultation to improve my YouTube channel was, she said, I want to help you with more positive branding. You need more positive branding for your channel and what people think of you. And I thought that this was kind of an odd thing because one of the most common comments that I get is, Travis, you're such a positive guy. I hear that constantly. I get tons of comments about how positive I am and how positive my attitude is. I hear this so much, I almost feel guilty about it. Sometimes I want to just say to people, yes, guys, I am a very positive, happy-go-lucky person in general, but I'm also a very realistic person, and I'm not opposed to taking a hard look at certain unpleasantries in life. And the bottom line is, I'm a human being just like you. I choose to film most of the moments when things are going good and I'm in a good mood, but of course, I'm a human being like you, so I do have my bad times. I have times when I'm upset. I have times when I'm angry. No one's positive 100% of the time. That's just not reality. That wouldn't be realistic. But she kept saying, you need more positive branding for your channel. It's not positive enough. But I thought that was odd, but I just kind of chalked it up to, well, she doesn't really know, since she doesn't live in this country, she maybe doesn't understand the mindset of what people think of me here, and she's just not super familiar with me and what people actually think of me, because she's just taking a real quick look at my channel and maybe seeing a few things a few thumbnails or whatever that maybe is a little too risque for her. So I didn't really think much of it. But now in the news, it all makes sense because I just found out that just yesterday, YouTube released a new program called YouTube Heroes. And what is YouTube Heroes? It's a new program where volunteers, as they're called, which volunteer is maybe kind of a funny word, because when I hear the word, oh, this guy's a volunteer, I think of someone that maybe donates his time to feed homeless people at a soup kitchen, or maybe they go on medical missions to some village and bring medicine to people, or a doctor on a medical mission that's volunteering his time and expertise to help people get the medical care that they need. People doing this really noble stuff. But is what YouTube Heroes is, these volunteers as they call them, they flag videos and they do some other things, and then they get points. It's kind of like a game where they move up in levels. And one of the things, and this is what's really upsetting people, and rightly so, is one of the ways you can get points is flagging videos for negative content. What is negative content? That's such a broad concept, such a broad word. Well, I think that anything that you don't like would be considered negative to you. Now, even though I make these positive videos that focus on travel and lifestyle, especially lately because people have been telling me, you know, I buy tickets to go to, say, the Philippines because I watch your videos, but then I feel a sense of responsibility of, well, I'd better let people know certain realities about things just so they can stay safe. Whether it's telling people to be careful about eating certain types of food from certain places, dealing with certain types of people, going to certain areas. Now, obviously, some people, especially if you're from that area, you could say, oh, well, that's so negative, this mean guy Travis. But the bottom line is, when people come on their trip, they stay safe, as opposed to coming over, having something terrible happen to them, and then they go back to their home country and they talk about this country and they tell everyone what a terrible place it was because they got robbed, or they got taken advantage of, or they got physically sick. So I think being realistic is one of the most positive things that you can do, even if the truth upsets some people. But negative, that's such a broad concept, and me personally, many of my favorite YouTubers, they happen to be very polarizing people. And now you can have someone that maybe says something about, say, the upcoming election of, oh, Hillary Clinton's health isn't doing too well. Well, that's negative. We'd better flag that video. That shouldn't exist. And YouTube itself is guilty of this. As with anything, whether it's a government, a powerful organization like this, a powerful corporation, making lots of profit, the rules don't apply to the people running it. So even with this new YouTube Heroes program, the video, they disabled comments because people are so unhappy with it. They had to shut people down from speaking out against it. And last I checked, it had like 1,200 thumbs up and over 37,000 thumbs down. So I guess people found this video to be very negative, very polarizing. But do we really want to live in a culture that panders to whiners and complainers, or should people be allowed to say what they want, even if it happens to be something negative? We, as human beings, we experience this wide range of emotions. Me personally, I choose to put out content when I'm feeling good, when I'm feeling happy, and I try and make content that makes the viewer feel very positive and very happy. But does that mean that other people, if they choose to put out something, maybe talking about certain realities or talking about something that they don't like, should that be banned because it's negative? And keep in mind, my grandparents, they're in their 90s, and I've been thinking about them a lot lately because obviously when someone's that old, they have a very finite amount of time left on this planet. And my grandpa was in the military. His brothers were in the military in the 1940s. My grandmother's brothers were in the military in the 40s and fought in the war. My grandmother was a nurse. And these people are from another generation. And I think that my grandparents are tougher than average people from that generation, but people in that generation, they really had to have fortitude. You think about it, the average 18 or 19-year-old guy that lived at that time period, he was expected to storm the beaches, going to pretty much a certain death at the hand of Nazis. Actual Nazis. You know, nowadays, maybe a politician says something that offends you and you don't like, and people say, hey man, that guy's a Nazi. Well, that's just a figure of speech. That generation was, they were threatened by actual Nazis. So we went from that, people that were willing to do that, die for their country, go on suicide missions, to now we live in a society where, hey man, words hurt. We can't have certain words. Hey man, that guy said a hateful word, as if hatred is some sort of emotion that we shouldn't experience or vocalize. We're all humans. We experience these things. I think it's time to get over it. But what do you guys think about this? Do you guys like that YouTube's increasing censorship? I know when I talked to the woman that gave me the consultation, she said, oh yeah, Travis. Keep in mind, I've made over 500 videos, and maybe 3 or 4 videos I would say are not appropriate for someone under the age of, say, 13 to watch out of like 500. But she said, you know, she was talking about a hypothetical situation of, if we have you at a YouTube event and you speak, there's young people at these events and one of their parents might go and check out your channel and they might see a risque thumbnail and then they'll write me and complain. So by hypothetical, of course, it's imaginary. These people don't actually exist right now, but we have to pander to imaginary people that some point in the future might complain. And that's the way, unfortunately, I've just been seeing society go, especially in the last 3 or 4 years. It seems like it's been overdrive of where we have to pander to anyone that makes a complaint or anyone that doesn't like something. And when you think about it, saying you're offended by something, that's really powerless. Who cares? That person's opinion shouldn't matter. When someone says I'm offended, it's really like just whining about something. But leave your guys' thoughts. Do you like the direction society is headed with pandering to people that complain or don't like certain things? And we'll be back with the regular content, so thank you guys.
It's the same